Yu Menglong's tragic farewell, unraveling the mystery, honoring the legacy. The morning of September 11, 2025, will forever be etched into the collective memory of millions across Asia. On that day, fans woke to headlines they would not, believe. Yu Menglong, also known as Alan Yu, had died in Beijing at just 37 years old. For a generation of viewers who grew up watching his tender performances in Eternal Love, The Love Lasts Two Minds, and countless other dramas, the words on the screen felt like daggers. It was not just the loss of an actor, it was the sudden extinguishing of a light that had quietly illuminated so many lives. What followed was an outpouring of grief, confusion, and suspicion. Official statements offered some answers, yet left gaping holes. Fans sought comfort in his past work, while simultaneously demanding clarity about his death. Tonight, we piece together his story, not just the final hours of his life, but the life that made him so loved, and the legacy he leaves behind. The shocking morning. At approximately 6 a.m. on September 11th, Yu Menglong's body was discovered in the courtyard of his Beijing apartment complex. He had fallen from the 5th floor. The news broke within hours, first in whispers, then in a tidal wave across Chinese media, then global headlines. His agency quickly confirmed. It is with immense sadness that we announce the passing of our beloved artist Yu Menglong. He fell in the early hours of September 11th. There is no evidence of criminal involvement. We ask for respect for his family and fans during this time of grief. The statement was short. Too short. For fans desperate to know more, the words brought only more questions. How did he fall? Why was the window screen broken? Who were the friends with him that night? And why did some reports suggest heated arguments in the hours before his death? The Beijing police moved quickly to calm speculation, declaring there were no signs of foul play. Yet for millions who admired Yu, the official narrative felt incomplete. The final night. Reconstructing Yu Menglong's last hours has been like assembling fragments of a broken mirror, pieces that reflect something, but never the whole truth. On the night of September 10th, Yu reportedly attended a private gathering with friends. Eyewitnesses described the atmosphere as light-hearted, music, drinks, laughter. He seemed fine, one guest recalled. There was no sign of anything unusual. But sometime after 2 a.m., Yu returned to his apartment. Accounts suggest he went straight into his bedroom and locked the door. That was the last time anyone saw him alive. At around 4:30 a.m., neighbors reported hearing raised voices. Some claimed they heard a sharp argument, though it remains unclear whether Yu was directly involved. At dawn, his lifeless body was found below his apartment window. The details deepened the mystery. The window screen had been torn off. The curtains had been removed. In his hands were 2 luxury Rolex watches that friends say did not belong to him. These chilling details quickly spread online before some posts were deleted. To fans, it felt like someone, or something, was trying to bury the truth. A divided narrative. From the moment the tragedy unfolded, 2 narratives clashed. One side believed it was a tragic accident. Perhaps Yu leaned too far out of the window, or lost balance in a moment of fatigue. A simple, heartbreaking misstep. The other side insisted this was no accident. They pointed to the broken screen, the missing curtains, the mysterious Rolex watches, and the reported argument. To them, Yu was a victim of foul play, and the official silence was a cover-up. On Weibo, hashtags like #JusticeForYuMenglong trended within hours, amassing millions of posts. Fans accused authorities of rushing to dismiss the possibility of a crime. Others begged the media to stop speculating, urging everyone to honor his memory instead of turning it into a circus. The truth, perhaps, lies somewhere in between. But as of now, clarity remains painfully out of reach. Who was Yu Menglong? To understand the weight of this loss, one must remember who Yu Menglong was, not just a celebrity, but a symbol of gentleness in a world that often feels harsh. Born in 1988 in Hunan, China, Yu first pursued music. In 2010, he gained recognition as a singer before transitioning into acting. His breakout role came in 2017 with Eternal Love, 10 Miles of Peach Blossoms, where he portrayed Bai Zhen, a character that quickly won over fans with his quiet charm. From there, his star rose steadily. The Love Lasts Two Minds showcased his ability to carry a historical romance. All Out of Love highlighted his emotional depth. Off-screen, he pursued directing, fascinated by the art of storytelling from behind the camera. But what made you different was not just his talent, it was his sincerity. Fans described him as soft-spoken, humble, and kind-hearted. On set, he often stayed behind after filming, checking lighting setups, chatting with crew members, making sure younger actors felt comfortable. He wasn't larger than life. He was real. And that realness was what endeared him to millions. The world reacts. The reaction to his death was immediate and overwhelming. Fans lit candles outside theaters and studios where you once filmed. Flowers and handwritten letters piled up at memorial sites in Beijing, Shanghai, and even overseas Chinese cultural centers. Global hashtags trended for days. Hashtag Remember Menglong, hashtag Justice for Menglong, hashtag Alan Yu Forever. Celebrities who had worked with him shared heartfelt tributes. A director remembered how you stayed late on set, curious about every detail. A co-star recalled his shy laughter during rehearsals. Crew members said he often brought snacks for staff, quietly thanking them for their work. Each memory painted a portrait of a man who never let fame harden him. Grief and anger. But grief was only one part of the reaction. There was also anger. Many fans felt betrayed, by the silence of the industry, by the brevity of official statements, by the unanswered questions. He deserved better, one fan wrote. Not just in life, but in death. Protests were even organized outside media outlets, demanding more transparency. Petitions gathered hundreds of thousands of signatures, calling for a full forensic report to be released. Others turned inward, reflecting on the fragility of life and the hidden struggles that stars may face behind their smiles. Mental health discussions surged across Chinese social media, with fans urging each other to look for signs of distress among loved ones. A legacy that lives on. Though Menglong's life ended far too soon, his legacy is undeniable. His dramas saw a surge in viewership as fans rewatched his performances, finding comfort in his characters. Clips of his interviews resurfaced, especially one where he said, "As long as my work can bring warmth to even one person, then I've done my part." Those words, once simple, now felt prophetic, an epitaph written in his own voice. Yu's story also became a mirror reflecting the darker side of fame, the pressures, the rumors, the isolation. And yet, in death as in life, he became a symbol of resilience and love. Conclusion: a gentle goodbye. The official cause of death may read simply, "fall from a building." But the truth is far more layered, wrapped in unanswered questions and aching silence. Was it an accident? Was it something darker? We may never fully know. What we do know is this: Menglong lived with grace. He gave his art, his heart, and his warmth to millions. His death has left a void, but his presence endures, in every drama, every song, every quiet memory. The tragedy of his passing is heavy, but so too is the gratitude for the time we had with him. As one fan wrote at a vigil, "You left too soon, but you left us light. And that light will never fade." Menglong's story is no longer just his own. It belongs to the millions who loved him, mourned him, and will continue to carry him forward, not as a mystery unsolved, but as a legacy of love that time cannot erase.